Welcome back once again for another Legacy video. So in my last video, I played a fair and square blue mid-range mentor deck, and we got absolutely handled by this blue-green Omni show deck. And this deck is terrifying, let me tell you, as someone who usually likes to play counter spells and planeswalkers and stuff. This deck is pretty close to unbeatable. So what this deck is doing is it's trying to use show and tell. Each player may put in an artifact, creature, an enchantment, or land from their hand into play. You put in Omniscience, so all your spells are free, and then you cast Emrakul and or Griselbrand and win the game. You can also get down and dirty by just showing in Griselbrand or Emrakul if you think the coast is clear. Omniscience is usually the safer path, but what are you going to do? Sometimes you just got to go for it. The deck can also Omniscience cast Cunning Wish to get shared summons, which searches your deck for Emrakul and Griselbrand. And there's a bit of a Cunning Wish toolbox here, like if you need to bounce a permanent. Disallow can counter a spell activated or triggered ability. This comes up sometimes, like if you cast Show and Tell, you put in Omniscience and your opponent puts in like Reclamation Sage to destroy your Omniscience right away. At instant speed, you can wish for Disallow and counter that trigger, and then you still have your Omniscience. Carpet of Flowers. This is pretty much a staple in Legacy decks with green mana these days. Just getting a big mana advantage on the Delver decks, like jumping out ahead of their Spell Pierces and Dazes and Flusterstorms is a big deal. And of course, the thing that makes this deck as scary as it is Veil of Summer. Like this deck just Veil of Summer is a messed up card in general, like the 1-mana cryptic command, as they say. And that's on defense. On offense, this card is just absolutely heinous. So when you cast Veil of Summer out of your Miracles deck, you're like, haha, I countered your Thoughtseize and I'm up a card. When you counter a card out of the Show and Tell deck, your opponent's dead. They're just dead right now because your Show and Tell resolved to put in Omniscience and they're dead. Like Storm and other combo decks use it in the same kind of way, but terrifying stuff. And then on defense also, like the counter spells and discard spells are the ways that you mess with combo decks. And counter spells are blue, discard spells are black. Here we are. Fax proof from blue and black. So that's good stuff. Icefang Coatl gets to stymie the beats off of more aggressive decks, makes your opponent wonder if they should be attacking with that Phyrexian Invoker, that Dark Confidant, whatever they have, or if they should be holding back. And other than that, you just see the usual cantrip suite, some lands. And my favorite part of this deck is this Shifting Ceratops out of the sideboard. A lot of Delver decks just can't answer this thing. Miracles struggles with it. They need to leave in good removal spells like Swords to Plowshares, which don't do anything against the rest of your deck. So this sort of puts them in a pinch. And of course, there's Oko, because every Legacy deck needs an Oko in the 75 these days. That comes in with the Ceratops most of the time when you want to pivot onto a little bit of a fair plan. But this deck's really powerful. Its biggest weakness is its fail rate, because you need an A, a B, and a C to really go off. So it basically it's up to how much time and how much disruption you're up against versus how quickly you can draw your combo. So let's see it in action. All right, so we're on the play for round 1, game 1. I'm going to keep this hand. It's got some lands, some cantrips. What else are you looking for in life? So I could hold up Veil of Summer to make sure I don't get discarded, but I think getting some velocity going with my Ponder is the better plan, and then I can hold up Veil of Summer in the future. Alright, so I found 2 more cantrips and a backup Omniscience. If I do get discarded this turn, they're likely to take Omniscience. unless they're more worried about Veil of Summer. All right, I'm not getting discarded. Okay, they seem to be some sort of fair deck. LOL. So I can brainstorm now, and that would allow me to preordain, but I don't really know what I'm looking for yet with my brainstorm. And obviously I'm looking for a show and tell at some point. Ooh, poison. That's what we're doing. All right, I'll brainstorm in response to that. All right, Ice Fang Coatl is a good find. I guess not really, because they can just they have an unblockable creature. So put back one of these Omnisciences, and I think I am actually gonna get rid of the Coatl. Like, we gotta go on speed mode now. Now the question is, I can Veil of Summer in the end step just to get ahead here, like get another card. I could also brainstorm end step and hope to find Show and Tell and City of Traders. It was actually kind of tough. So I think I might need the Veil of Summer to protect myself. Like, if I go for the combo, I really want to make sure it happens, because I'm not going to get a second chance. All right, I can put back this extra Omniscience and this Forest. All right, we found a Cunning Wish. I don't believe there's anything that's really going to help me in the sideboard against this thing. Blighted Agent. Like, I could Echoing Truth it someday. It's not very good, though. I'm going to preordain first, because I know I want to get rid of this Omniscience. And Emrakul's joined the party. A Force of Will would be pretty nice. All right, found a Force of Will. I live to play another turn. Though I did not find a Show and Tell along the way there. All right, it's huge. Vines? Why would you kick it? Oh, I guess you have to. The that is how that works. All right, so I'm drawing another Brainstorm. All right, I don't need Cunning Wish because I have Emrakul. If I get this Omniscience into play, I'm gonna win. All right, please don't have another counter. They had it all. All right, that's fine. All right, they are a faster combo deck than I. And they had exactly Blighted Agent, which is a bummer because if they had Glistener Elf or Inkmoth Nexus, Ice Fang Coatl would have been great. So I want Oko. Don't think I want Shifting Ceratops. I think I do want Carpet of Flowers. And I think Intuition's going to be a little slow against them. Veil of Summer is only on offense. Like, it doesn't help defensively. Like, I can't. It's not like Spell Pierce where I could like Spell Pierce a Berserk or something. So that one's a little awkward. I can go one less than that, and I think Drawn from Dreams is a little bit of a pipe dream. Oh, I probably want these Sylvan Libraries in too. Alright, need 2 more cuts suddenly. Coatl is really good against everything that isn't Blighted Agent. My Force of Wills are basically for Blighted Agent only. Yeah, maybe both Drawn from Dreams should take a walk. I can't take out any of the payoffs, like any of this stuff. So I could probably take out an Emrakul, but this is a matchup where you can just show Emrakul or Grizzlebrand and it's probably good enough. Like, they're not gonna have any Caracas or I mean, like, in fact does sometimes play like 2 crop rotation and they might have a Caracas if they're really worried about legendary creatures in their meta. This is a tough cut from here. They'll go 1 less Veil. Yeah, this deck doesn't have any removal spells. Alright, I have the 1 of Veil in my hand, so that's just good deck building. I have Eureka and Omniscience, but no green mana. I don't think I can keep this hand. Alright, this hand I can keep. So I'll send, I guess, Impulse to the bottom. It's the most expensive version of what every card in my hand does. Infect does sometimes have Wastelands in it, like 1 or 2, but I'm not going to run my Tropical Island into a Wasteland right now. Alright, a plan just emerged. Yeah, finding 2 lands and our 1 of Veil of Summer there was a pretty good run. I hope this is Noble Hierarch. Shit. Alright, I'm gonna ponder first because I have a shuffle. Alright, I mean, here's everything we wanted. So, I don't even know if I'm supposed to fetch here. I don't think that I am. I just have to hope they don't have it. If they go for it, I just lose. Alright, 1 poison. I'll take it. Ooh, show and tell. Alright, that's even better. Because that gives us a turn earlier. We can show and tell with Veil backup. But we're counting on this preordained to get the job done. Because we don't have a monster yet. We also gotta hope we survive this turn, obviously. That's step 1. Alright, don't kill me. Uh-oh. Okay. So now the question is, do I Veil of Summer first? I think I do. See what they want to do about this. Oh, okay. That was a weird thing to do. But you got it, fella. All right, we gotta. This preordain has to find action. Uh-oh. All right, brainstorm. Let's do it. Okay. Woo. All right, we did it. Get the shared summons. All right, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. That's a show and tell player joke because 15 plus 7 is 22. It's also a Taylor Swift lyric. So enjoy that, folks. Caracas doesn't do anything when you have Omniscience in play. Like, they can bounce one of these legends, then I'll just replay them. If they want to bounce Emrakul, I'll take an extra turn. Easy game. All right. It was pretty lucky that they just didn't have anything. Like, there were 2 turns where if they wanted to just kill me, they could. I don't know if I don't think there's any changes to make here. Is Sylvan Library too slow against the Infect deck? It might be. I think I'm going to get one shot at the combo and it has to work. So I'm going to bring in another Veil here. Well, this hand has Disruption. It's got a combo. I'm going to keep it. Ugh, they've been good at having that one in the games where I don't have Coatl. Omniscience, Force of Will, Ponder. So I need lands more than anything here. I guess having a second force will help me make sure I don't die. And then I can draw Ponder, crack my fetch, Ponder. Eureka is a tall order against the Daze deck. We're on the draw against the potential turn 2 deck with Daze. All right, we just went from a 10 turn clock to a 5. So I don't think I want to brainstorm here, even though I have the fetch land, because my hand basically has everything. I guess turning Eureka into show and tell would be pretty sweet. We know Omniscience is on top. All right, I will brainstorm here. Ooh, City of Traders, big deal. Omniscience. All right, we don't need Cunning Wish because we have Emrakul. And I am going to need this Eureka still, unfortunately. I do want the Omniscience. It pains me to say. City of Traders, also a real nice one. Eureka does just seem like the worst card in this hand. Or maybe I put back Emrakul and keep Cunning Wish because it's blue in case I need to pitch to force. And if I put back Eureka, then I'm counting on these cantrips to find a show and tell. Because I am several turns away from casting this Eureka, and then I have no daze protection. Alright, this might be crazy, but I am actually doing that. Alright, show me the show and tell. Alright, another land and impulse. I don't think I have time for all that. I mean, if they take it real slow, I guess we could Cunning Wish for Echoing Truth and live a little longer, but that's not a great plan. Alright, glad we didn't play Fetch that Tropical Island. Invigorate. I think I have to fight over this. I need the Ponder more than I need the Cunning Wish. And I need the Grizzlebrand more than, or I need just, I still need Ponder more than I need Omniscience also. Alright, now I need to draw show and tell. That's what's really going on here. Brainstorm, Cunning Wish, land. The land is good. The Brainstorm is also good. Yeah, they probably know they're safe at this point. Like if they have pump spells, they're gonna get me here. Yeah, like on one hand, it feels a little silly to shuffle away a Eureka and then like frantically dig for show and tell, but at the same time, just look at our mana. Like they have the Wasteland to keep us off green. And we're just going into, alright, yeah, we're dead. I guess I could have brainstormed in response. Hope for force blue card. But yeah, so the faster combo deck is definitely the faster, more disruptive combo deck is definitely an Achilles heel of this deck. Maybe it's time for Poison to come back in Legacy. We're on the play for round 2. This hand is not keepable. It doesn't do anything. I have 2 Omniscience. Like, ugh. Alright, this hand is much better. I'm gonna keep this and bottom the Ice Fink. Well, no, I'm gonna bottom one of the Force of Wills. Hopefully I won't need 2 of them. And everything else in my hand draws a card. We're playing against Lewis CBR, one of the perennial Legacy Trophy leaders. Preordain. Alright. We do want this Omniscience. We don't want this Impulse. Alright, now we have A and B. We just need lands to cast them. Oh, our opponent is on an Ancient Tomb strategy. That kind of sucks because I really need this Preordain. I would have really liked to ignore that card. Alright, so Preordain found Drawn from Dreams and a land. I'm going to keep the land, get rid of the Drawn. Uh-oh, we're getting our thoughts knotted. Oh, Chalice. Alright. It's less bad this time. Come on, deck. Tilt. Alright, so now if we get our thoughts knotted, they can take Omniscience, but they can't take Show and Tell, which is kind of important. Unless they just have double Thought Knot. I don't know if you've ever played against Eldrazi before, but they always have exactly what they want in their deck that has no card selection of any kind. Alright, so the race is on. Now I need to find a land and a payoff, and I can't cast any cantrips. So that sucks pretty bad. Alright, found a land. I'm not going to play this land yet because they are a wasteland deck, and I would hate to just expose myself to wasteland for no reason. Jesus. Alright. Alright, their draw was perfect because they're an Eldrazi player. What are you going to do? Alright, so I need to draw exactly Grizzlebrand. That's not it. Okay, so double Chalice into Thought-Knot Seer and kill you. Got it. Alright, so Return to Nature. I'm bringing in. Oko is coming in. Mess with their disruptive elements. I'm leaving Force of Vigor in the sideboard so I can Cunning Wish for it and destroy 2 things if I need to and then go off. I don't think there's time for Sylvan Library in this matchup, and the rest of these cards aren't particularly helpful. This Echoing Truth might... I have to get all 3 Veils out of my deck. Like, that just doesn't do anything. So I guess if I leave Force of Vigor in the board to wish for, I can bring in Echoing Truth and Return to Nature, and Oko as answers to Chalice or whatever. Alright, I'm ready. Alright, so this hand has A plus B. It's very susceptible to Chalice, and it's very susceptible to Wasteland. I'm going to keep it, though. We are on the play, and I have a chance for this Ponder to just find 2 lands, and then we're Fonzie. Yikes. Force of Will is pretty good against Chalice, but I think I just have to shuffle this and hope they can't turn 1 a Chalice. There's a Moto bug. Shuffle away Emrakul, draw Emrakul. Yeah, if they Chalice me, I'll probably just lose. Okay. Didn't happen. You're saying there's a chance. I definitely want the Misty. I'm not sure if I want the Omniscience. I'll decide later. I'm just going to play my Misty Rainforest. I almost certainly do not want that. Thorn of Amethyst. Alright, I'll brainstorm in response to that. Alright, I found Show and Tell. So should be able to figure this game out from here. Or I mean, I found Force of Will. Already had many Show and Tells. It's kind of dangerous that I don't have Omniscience here. Like, they could just put in Caracas or something and wreck me. So the question is, do I put in Emrakul to end the game quickly or Grizzlebrand? Probably it's just Grizzlebrand. Because like drawing 7 is a pretty big deal. If they do have some answer. Alright. I'm not scared of that. I've seen Tumble Magnet in Eldrazi decks, which is kind of funny. Alright, Grizzlebrand's not going to draw 7 again, but he just did his job. So I can show and tell Omniscience and cast Emrakul next turn. Alright. No sweat. So we've seen both sides of the spectrum here. We saw game 1 where they had like turn 1 Chalice into turn 2 Chalice into turn 3 Thought-Knot Seer and Creature and Smasher. And then we saw the game where all their lands only made 1 mana and they didn't do anything and they died. Let's hope for more of that second game now. Alright, this hand a little clunky, but I'm gonna keep it. Once upon a time. Yeah, like this is a hand that is in trouble to Chalice, and okay, Thorn, not as bad as Chalice, still sucks though. This Coatl could be exciting. Unfortunately, they're going to know about it with this Thought-Knot Seer. Alright, maybe not. Maybe I'll get in before it. Thorn, you got it. Alright, so I'm going to respond to this Thought-Knot Seer with Icefang Coatl, which will hopefully buy me some time. Oh, they just don't have their land? Alright, get a forest and an island, all basics. Surprise snake. Need a land here to cast Ponder? Shit. Alright. Yeah, that sucks pretty bad. I'm never casting Intuition. That's just not going to happen. Yeah, missing a land there also means this doesn't have Death Touch. Come on, deck. Shit. Alright, so, I mean, we held up pretty well here, but it's not working out. If I ever get up to Echoing Truth, I can clear the way pretty quickly. Maybe I should have discarded Oko there. Alright, here comes the Thought-Knot Seer. Yeah, even if this thing had Death Touch and it could have saved me 7 damage so far at this point. Alright, they took the Echoing Truth. I have to take my beats and hope I can get Death Touch, and doesn't matter, concede. Yeah, if we drew a land there, we would have had a more competitive game, but once again, we got beat by a deck that had a small amount of disruption and a good clock. So, 2 flavors of the same enemy there. On the draw, the hand has cantrips, disruption, and half of the combo, so I'm in. So Snow Island Ponder could be a control deck or a combo deck. We don't really know anything at this point except that they have blue mana. But so do I. I don't think I need a second Force of Will. I will put this coatl on top, though. Coatl's blue, so it pitches to my force if I need that. And if I don't need that, it's just a cantripping value creature, which I'm a big fan of. Merchant Scroll, my god, what's happening here? Are we playing against High Tide? What year is it? I guess we are in the O2 bracket. Anything could happen. This video is guaranteed to be exciting, at least. Alright, so now we have 2/3 of the combo. Alright, so I'm going to snake in the end step here. Like, I'm not just going to shove my... Like, I could brainstorm end step, try to find show and tell, but I think I want to be a little more patient than that. Alright. Sideboard, there is a surgical extraction, so if we can counter this first High Tide, and then Cunning Wish for surgical, we might just win the game. I'm going to cast my Ponder, though. Okie dokie. That's every single thing. It was not a land, so I gotta hope that... So I am gonna have to shuffle this away and brainstorm looking for land number 4 to try to force through my combo. I have Force and Veil, though I suspect that they're gonna go for something this turn. And hopefully they just get blown out by Veil. Hopefully they just don't do anything and then pass the turn and I win. That's the line I'm really rooting up for. Another scroll. Okay. This might be for Force of Will at this point. They're just checking all their boxes, building up here. Though I think this Veil of Summer is just gonna punish this mono blue deck at some point. Or they got Predict. Interesting. Alright, I'm just looking for a land here. Alright, we found one. I'm not gonna need a second Veil, and it's Drawn from Dreams is pretty exciting. So I'm gonna fetch first, just so they can't do any stack tricks where they like get me with soft permission. Alright, so now they have to decide if they're gonna fight over this or if they're just gonna lose. Mystic Sanctuary can put something on top, and then they can predict the thing they just put on top to draw 2. That's fun. Alright, there's the predict. Sure, whatever. High Tide with Mystic Sanctuary is pretty messed up, though, so good for you, opponent. All right, do I win? What do you got? They're thinking really hard about this. All right, they do have a force of will. They're deciding what to pitch to it. JK, they're doing nothing. Taking it back. It is funny that Magic Online has little tells like that, where like you pay the life first, so your opponent will see what you're up to, even if you change your mind later. Force pitching Narset. So I think I'm gonna let this resolve. All right, Veil's countered. Because now if I go for my own show and tell, I can decide, like, in case somehow this turn doesn't work, I'd rather have Force of Will still in my hand. All right, and once Omniscience is in play with Cunning Wish and Force of Will backup, this should be pretty elementary. I'm gonna cast my Sorcery Speed thing first. Oh, another Veil. All right, and another Drawn from Dreams. All right, now I'm definitely winning. And I'm definitely winning already with the Cunning Wish, but we might not even need to do that. And we didn't. Science. So a thing happened that game that was pretty interesting where we just made land drops, played cantrips, cast this creature, and then suddenly comboed off. So if your opponent isn't really savvy and looking for reasons to believe this isn't like a fair mid-range blue deck with Ice Fang Coatl, then you might get some free wins because they're just not prepared for that. Sylvan Library seems phenomenal here. We could pivot into Shifting Ceratops, but I don't think I like that because they're a combo deck. So like even if they do board into like a control build where they can, force a will, a show and tell, then surgical extract it, I still don't think I want to be Ceratopsing. I do think I want all my Veil of Summers. So that's 3 cards in. Maybe I cut Drawn from Dreams too much, but I'm really not in love with the card. And I cut Intuition a lot too. I just think it's really dangerous in sideboard games where the opponent might have surgical extraction. Carpet of Flower is also pretty good against the deck that literally only plays islands. But I'm not really sure that mana advantage is what this game is about. Like I don't know what soft permission they have access to. Alright, if they show me like Flusterstorms or whatever in game 2, I'll bring in the carpets for game 3. But Veil of Summer just makes so much of that stuff irrelevant. Alright, we got a 1-lander with no disruption, half the combo, some cantrips. I think we can do better. Alright, this is better. I'm gonna keep this and get bottom Cunning Wish. The basic forest, not particularly exciting in this matchup, but here we are. Did they go? They went to 6. All right. More of the same. And that's fine. We're both going to spend some time preparing, and these are all blue spells for force. I'm pretty sure turn 3 is the earliest this deck can go off, and that's like with the perfect nut draw. Like with 3 lands, they go High Tide, Float 4, turnabout, float 6, and then they can go off from there. They did not shuffle. All right, I'm just gonna hang on to all this. Like, I want to be able to brainstorm and then Veil of Summer if I need to Veil of Summer here. Counterbalance. I'm definitely fighting over that, but let's brainstorm first. I can put back the basic forest and this other land. Let's hope they fight over this, and then I can Veil of Summer them into the dirt. I'm gonna let this trigger resolve. Remember when Flusterstorm was a good card before Veil of Summer was printed? So they're gonna need a Force of Will for my Veil of Summer going to 1 card in hand to win this counter war. All right. They believe that it's worth it. All right, so they have 1 card in hand and a counterbalance in play. Let's see what we can do about all this. And they shuffled, so they don't know what's on top of their deck. Ponder, show me potato salad. All right, Time Spiral on top. All right, I'm gonna get this impulse off right now while I know it's gonna resolve. So they can't cast that Time Spiral next turn. Even if their 1 card in hand is High Tide, they only have 4 mana to work with. Okay, they're surgical extracting their own polluted delta to shuffle their deck to try to counter this impulse. All right. Value. Got him. Moto bug. Cunning Wish. What do you do? Cunning Wish can get Return to Nature and destroy Counterbalance. It also diversifies my mana cost in hand. All right, so their 1 card in hand is Time Spiral. They can't do anything. Oh, hello, Omni-tell. All right, let's go for it. I don't know how many 3s they could possibly play. And they're dead. Bang. They have 2 uncastable spells in their hand, and they're about to lose all their permanents and all their life points. So, GG. All right, we're on the play with a bit of a clunker here. I'm never sure if these are just mulligans or what. I'm gonna mulligan it. I'm gonna err on the side of, damn it. So I'm gonna err on the side of abusing the London mulligan with my AB combo deck, but turns out. All right, so I think that Veil of Summer and Ponder are the worst cards in this hand. Yeah, this deck, despite being an AB combo deck, really struggles with mulligans because it's kind of ABC and it takes 3 mana to get rolling. All right, Underground Sea Ponder could be a control or a combo deck. It's more likely combo, I think, based on the way mana bases are these days. Like, What deck even plays Underground Sea that isn't a Storm deck anymore? Like the control decks tend to be Oko-centric. So the fact that that I think they're a combo deck means that I probably want to just jam my show and tell as soon as possible. Which means end stepping this brainstorm. Okay, so that worked out pretty well. Put these two back. So now I'm gonna shove show and tell onto the stack. I can force to protect it, and if I don't have to protect it, then I'll get to cast Ponder. All right, now it's Omniscience versus the world here. Let's hope they don't have Assassin's Trophy. Waterlogged Grove, huh? Oh, they are Doomsday. They just had Force of Will. All right. Let's see if they can kill me this turn. I'm gonna pause the video real quick because sometimes it takes Doomsday players several minutes to make their piles. I'll unpause when they're done. Okay, they made some piles. They seem pretty confident that I'm dead here. They're moving quick. Yeah, so they put Lion's Eye Diamond in their hand. They sack it, crack Waterlog Grove, which draws Thassa's Oracle and another card. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the mulligan killed me. Like, if I had one card left over after this Omniscience. Alright. Good to know. Okay, so Veil of Summer is good. This deck has both discard and counter spells in it. Sylvan Library. If we settle into a like more control-y game, Sylvan Library is pretty good. The rest of this stuff, I think I want to leave in the board to wish for. All right, Drawn from Dreams, Giant Clunker, Intuition, Clunker, Icefang Coatl, also real slow and not very good here. Intuition might be better than Coatl. Just have to hope they don't have Surgical. All right, let's do it. I'll keep this. It's got cantrips and Force of Will. So for what it's worth in the metagame, I think that the blue-green Omni-tell deck is better at doing the same thing that Doomsday is trying to do. I'm going to preordain first so I can ponder with a fetch land available next turn. I'll take that. Green source. Might want that. We're going to need a third land to win the game eventually. Xantid Swarm. Gross. I could force this. I could also ignore it. And save my force to protect my own combo. Do I think they can turn to me, I guess is the question. But if they can turn to me, they can do it anyway, so fuck your Xanid Swarm. Drawing the second Force of Will is just gravy. Don't want any of this. I guess I do want the brainstorm. Just gotta hope I'm not dead. Like, even if they doomsday this turn but don't win right away, they didn't even attack. That's funny. It's awfully honest of them. The third Force of Will. You love it. Love to see it. I can put back 2 of these. And I think I want my intuition. Because intuition is a shuffle effect, which is a big deal. Didn't attack again. All right. Please don't surgical me. Oh shit, that was tight. I gotta do this. Intuition targets, so Veil of Summer does actually beat it. God damn it. Now I have to draw 2 more Force of Wills. Yuck. Alright, that was brutal. Alright, so is there anything I can do with Cunning Wish in my upkeep to save this? I'm not gonna, like, surgical myself. Though maybe I should. Yeah, I guess I kinda have to, or else I'm definitely not winning this game. So that clears out all my dead Force of Wills since they have Xantid Swarm in play. I'll leave the one in my graveyard for style points. Sorry, City of Traders. You had your chance. Yeah, that Veil of Summer was messed up. And we're really far away from doing anything useful here. I think like the one drawn from Dream still in my deck is probably my best draw. I guess they're not attacking because of Coatl, so if they don't actually have spells to cast to win the game, then they not attacking is correct. All right, now they must be winning the game because they've decided to attack. All right, that if we get to a game 3, that is a reason to. Great. All right, so they've played this game much better than I have. They understand their role in the matchup, and their cards also just lined up a lot better. Nice. Let's blow them into the Stone Age. All right, if they can't win right now, we are going to eat this Xantid Swarm for free. Surprise. Oh, we even drew the Drawn from Dreams. So if we're not dead right now, this has actually been like the best thing we could do in one turn cycle. So there's a good chance we're just dead. That's their 3rd black source, so they can Doomsday now. Yep, off you go. I guess it will depend what is left in their hand, if they can win right now or if they have to pass the turn. They know they're safe because I exiled all my Force of Wills. I forgot I had one removal spell in my deck, though I think that was still the right play. It just turns out to be kind of lame. And the surgical being in my graveyard means that like Cunning Wish isn't even an out. Okay, so they did have another draw spell to get things moving. So Lotus Petal, Oracle. Yep. All right. All right. Yeah, we got beat there. Their deck was more consistent and coherent than ours there. Ricked pretty hard. Doomsday is a really sweet deck, though. I'm excited that it's back in the format. Thassa's Oracle bringing new life to old dead archetypes. So this league is not going well after I hyped how good this deck is. Last night I put up a 4-1 and I punted the 5-0 match. Like I just got impatient and jammed my show and tell before I should. If I had been patient, it would have been an easy 5-0. And now we are like fighting not to 1-4. So that's why I don't like show and tell as an engine. Like the fail rate of this deck, I talked about that at the beginning too, where it's like, all right, I got Veil of Summer, 2 Force of Wills, an Omniscience, and an Emrakul in my hand. Just need a show and tell, and then you die before you ever find it. That's why I gravitate away from show and tell decks, even though they are very powerful. But if you are comfortable accepting a high fail rate in exchange for extreme power, omniscience, knowing everything, then this is a sweet deck. I'm also definitely willing to believe my mulligan decisions aren't that great because I am still learning the deck myself, and my sideboard decisions probably are imperfect. But we have definitely run into like, all right, I got it all, missing the last piece. Like this hand. I am on the play, and like if this had an island, it would be a slam keep, but it just doesn't. You gotta ship that. All right. I'm gonna keep this and just bottom the forest. Yeah, depending on what my opponent does on their first turn, I could end of turn brainstorm and try to like if they show me that they're not a blue deck, I could end of turn brainstorm, try to find a payoff for the show and tell and just jam on turn 2. Or I could play this more patiently. Alright. They appear to be some sort of blue deck. Alright, so brainstorm can turn a bunch of these superfluous lands into spells in the end step, and then hopefully we can just turn the corner and go off. Oh god, this could be the mirror. Alright, a redundant show and tell. Ice Fang Coatle's probably pretty good here. I'm gonna get rid of this extra show and tell. I don't know if that's right. Like that's the kind of thing I was just talking about between the matches of like not being a show and tell player myself. Like, should I save the second one so I can jam the first one fearlessly into counter spells? But like, I don't even have a payoff yet, so I imagine I should be looking for that before I get cute with my extra copies of show and tell. Like, it doesn't matter if you have 4 show and tells and Eureka in hand if you have nothing to put into play. So I can ponder and coatl this turn. Alright, Cunning Wish is nice. Now if I find Omniscience, I can actually win. Ooh, okay. So now I have a payoff and there's a counterspell coming. Though Show and Tell is a really dangerous card to cast in this matchup. If I do believe this to be the mirror. Because if I put in Emrakul and they put in Omniscience, I lose. Just immediately. It's also possible this is not the mirror and they are just an Oko deck of some variety. I hope that is true, because Show and Tell mirrors are a crapshoot for the reason I just described. Where if someone casts Show and Tell and their thing isn't as good as the other thing, they lose. Alright, I'm gonna snake out here. Trading snakes. Hopefully I draw Omniscience off this trigger. And then if they turn around and cast Show and Tell, I can still win. I think the best thing that could happen here is if they just cast like Swords to Plowshares, like Fetch Plow, because then they're not the Show and Tell mirror. But that's not what happened. Force of Will, exciting. Let's find an Omniscience. None of that is exciting. I think I just want the second Coatl. And then the question is, do I make this land drop? I could Cunning Wish for something if I make my land drop. I'm not sure if that's important though. I guess Cunning Wish for Veil of Summer to make sure their Show and Tell doesn't resolve is a line. But I just definitely just gave away what I'm doing. If there was any doubt. I do think this is the mirror though. Re-snake. Ooh, not the mirror. Not the pure mirror anyway. Tss. Alright, so there have historically been Show and Tell decks that splash black for Thoughtseize. Or this could just be some 4-color Oko pile. I guess only 3 colors so far. This could just be like Bug Oko. In which case, jamming Emrakul is pretty exciting. I'm gonna look for Omniscience though. Alright, I don't need a second Emrakul, that's for sure. The second Force of Will is pretty fun though. Alright, I mean, let's do it and hope we're not wrong. Drown in the Loch. I think I'd rather Force of Will here than just pass the turn and try again next time. Because it's mostly the same thing. Like, I know the top of my deck's not getting any better. Alright, now we're all in. If this doesn't work, we're losing, because the top of the deck is just Emrakul. Oh no! Alright. They're basically hellbent, but we are drawing bricks for 3 turns. Or 2 turns. We're drawing land Emrakul. Oh, now they have Oko. Great. So even if Show and Tell resolved, we would have lost because Oko is ridiculous. Yeah, this bug deck. Oh wow. What a weird card to have in your deck. But okay. The old exile cards from your graveyard have Drown in the Lock in my deck combo deck. Alright, so they were able to trick me long enough that this was the mirror that I probably lost because of it. Oh, that's actually perfect, because that shuffles away the other Emrakul that we don't want to draw. So Drawn from Dreams is my best draw now. Grizzlebrand's not an exciting draw, but that does reset my show and tells. They exiled one of them. Alright, so I'm taking 6 here, so that actually doesn't help my show and tells at all, because Grizzlebrand will just get elked. Yeah, and we're dead. Alright, so they had 3 forces plus Oko on the turn that they needed to have all of those things. Veil of Summer is going to be really good here. Shifting Ceratops, let's do it. Can't elk that one. Sylvan Library. My opponent saying they enjoy my content. I appreciate it. Alright, so Intuition out. They showed me Hymn to Turok. But I have Veil of Summer, so Drawn from Dreams isn't really necessary there. I think I can afford to cut an Emrakul, because they have Oko. Like, I think I just have to go for the Omniscience. Can't count on my monsters being good enough on their own. Coatl's pretty good here. Maybe I just gotta cut the other Drawn from Dreams. And a Force of Will, because my Force of Wills are going to be defensive, and I have Veil of Summer or offensive, like making sure my stuff resolves. All right, let's do it. All right, we're on the play for game 2, and I'm going to keep this. I think Veil of Summer is going to be a big game. I'm just going to pass and leave up Veil. We saw Hymn to Turok. It's likely they also have Thoughtseize. And I would like to get ahead of any of that. Like, I can just play carefully here. So here I can hold up Brainstorm plus Veil, or I could just Coatl. Hope they don't have Wasteland in their deck, because I'm getting my Trop. Alright, found a land, that's good news. Alright, we have a payoff now. Or I guess we had Cunning Wish, so once we find Omniscience, we're good regardless. There's Omniscience. I do want Omniscience because of Oko, we can't rely on Emrakul to win a game. Leave that land on top. I'm not going to attack because they have Coatls also, and my life total is more important than theirs. And if we're both just like picking in for one, that hurts me more than it hurts them. The top of our deck is Land Veil. I think I'm going to Brainstorm in the end step here. Alright, Sylvan Library is a pretty good one. I'm going to put back Cunning Wish. And the redundant Veil. And there's nothing wrong with having two Veils, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get a Forest. Oh, drew another Forest. Sweet. I'm going to cast Preordain. Force of Will is not a card I'm interested in right now. Impulse could be good though. I can attack this turn because they don't have 2 mana to play a snake. This one is a freebie. I guess that's not true. They could play Oko, yeah, activate their Astrolabe, get in for 3. So maybe they just got me. Alright, red mana. We've now seen every color except white. This is 4-color blue soup. I'm gonna go ham with the Sylvan Library. I can draw a lot of cards. I doubt they have Lightning Bolt. This is probably for Red Blast. I imagine their reach is not very good. Though if they go like Hymn to Turok with Spell Pierce back up here, I could totally lose this game on the spot. Alright, there's Oko. Alright, they are getting in for 3. My attack did punish me in exactly the way I described. However, they tap down to just 1 red mana, so if Sylvan Library finds a Show and Tell or Eureka here, we should probably win. And of course it did not. Put on top, and I'm going to pay 4 to keep one of these. So I can Impulse, but then I can't Veil to protect. So I'm going to Ponder right now while it's my turn. Shuffle that. Alright, Coatl's a good draw. So I can Coatl and Impulse. on their turn. Main phase. Definitely blocking. I'm gonna lead with Coatl and then cast Impulse, because if they're just like itching on firing off a Red Blast over there, I want to hang out my second best blue spell first. Oh dear. Him to Turok. Alright, got him. Alright, now I'm gonna Impulse rather than Snake, because this is just a better card here. Jeez. I might just want the Force of Will. Though, Preordain, real good though. I'm gonna take Preordain. I guess I forgot about Sylvan Library. I should have taken Force of Will. Alright. Come on, Veil of Summer. Found the show and tell finally. Did not find a Veil of Summer. Alright, so they can attack for 4 next turn. So I can keep 1 card, but not 2. I'm gonna pay 4 to keep this land. Alright, now we're looking for Veil of Summer. Alright, found Force of Will. That's gonna have to do. Though I don't think it's good enough. I don't think I want City of Traders. Though if I play a fetch land, crack it, maybe I just wait another turn. Yeah, I just really don't think that the Force of Will is good enough here. I could Coatl to buy another turn. Alright, this has gotten ugly. Hopefully they don't have Lightning Bolt in their deck. Like if this attack connects, like if they do just aggressively Red Blast my Coatl or something, then that turns off Force of Will. Yeah, I have all the Veils in my main deck, so I can't wish for them. Wish for one. They did not shuffle. Shit. I'm trying to figure out if there was a way I could use this dinosaur better. Like, it has protection from blue, so Death Touch doesn't matter. I can give it reach. They held back their own Coatl. That's weird. They want to use it to survive an Emrakul hit. That makes sense. Alright, that just bought me a lot of time. Alright, Sylvan Library. Show me a Veil. Ooh, okay. That also works. On top and on top. So now I can shove 2 Show and Tells on the stack, and I have Force backup. Okay. Alright, maybe their hand's not as good as I expected it to be, if they're doing that. Okay. Countered. Re-Show and Tell. Alright, don't have another one. Alright, we did it. Alright, so I'm gonna attack them, and they're gonna lose a bunch of permanents and trade off with the Emrakul, and then I'm gonna Shared Summons. On top. Be very careful not to keep any of these, since I am at 4 life. Not Oko. Alright, so if they sack 5 lands and one of their Coatls, trade Emrakul for the other Coatl, have Oko left behind, that looks pretty good on the surface, but I have the wish for Shared Summons, so it doesn't matter. I guess sacking 6 lands makes sense too, because then you can turn this Coatl into a 3/3 and put me to 1, try to race. I boarded out one of the Emrakuls, so it doesn't have Death Touch anymore. That's funny. Oh, I boarded out one of the Emrakuls, so that's actually kind of shitty and dangerous. Whoops. I guess I should have wished for something for Echoing Truth after they sacked. Alright, so I think Disallow would be good enough. I could just Echoing Truth the Oko. That probably does it. Alright, figured it out. We both messed up that turn for the same reason. Alright, so I was right that Force of Will wasn't good enough. Waiting that extra turn, even though it was kind of stressful, turned out to be the right play. Trying to decide if I want anything different here. Like, do I want my own Oko? Just play an Oko fight, but their deck is made for Oko fights and mine isn't. So I guess if I force them to respect my Oko, then they have to ignore the combo a little bit. I don't know. Tough call. And then do I cut a Force of Will or an Impulse? Probably Impulse, because I have the Sylvan libraries in. That's like it's like Impulse. Yeah, if you're experienced with this deck and watching this video, feel free to let me know in the comments what your sideboard plan is like, because there's a lot of ways you could take it, and I can understand arguments for any of them. All right, this is a good hand. All right, still no Thoughtseize. Love it. I think City of Traders is one of my best draws here. Ooh, Oko, Thief of Crowns. I do want both of these. My third land, finding that on time is going to be important, because I am in a position where I can kind of jam. All right, Hymn to Turok is live now. His deck seems barely capable of casting him without Astrolabe. Like, we saw one basic swamp, but I don't know. I would really like to not get hymned, though. I don't want to have to try to navigate that. Like, I have Force of Will, which is good. I can also brainstorm looking for Veil of Summer, but I would prefer not to just even worry about that card. All right, cool. My opponent acquiesced. All right, that's a lot of lands. How many of them are important? So I could... All right, I'm going to put 2 of these back. And I could redraw one, or I could just shuffle. Yeah, I'm going to shuffle. If I had Veil of Summer already, I would have kept the 4th land around. Okay, that's an exciting draw. Like, I was going to jam Oko this turn if I didn't find Sylvan Library. And I'm flush with Coatls, so I can pitch one to Force of Will pretty easily. If they have Abrupt Decay here, I'm gonna hesitate like I'm thinking about Veil of Summer. All right, this is not Abrupt Decay, man. Oh, it could be. All right, so I'm just gonna sit here, pretend I'm thinking for a second. Like, should I protect this with my Veil, or should I protect my hand? And okay. I don't know if the sort of bluff ever actually works on Magic Online. Like, I rarely fall for it, but it's free to do. Yeah, if they have Hymn to Turok with Spell Pierce backup, we are in the Stone Age. Or if they have Veil of Summer backup, oh my god. Alright, Pyroblast, shit. We're so fucked. I hope Oko survives this. Alright, Oko survived it. You're saying there's a chance. Alright, we got the old double Omniscience. Beastorm in response, hopefully. Don't find the Force of Will. Jesus, stop it. Alright. So my opponent has 2 cards left in their hand. Though this sort of board state definitely favors the control deck over the combo deck. Though if I draw a show and tell like right now, I could get Omniscience into play and then just swing for the fences. Oh wow. Let's do it. Please don't have another counterspell. Jesus, I'm getting drowned in the lock. Oh, I'm getting snaked. That's fine. Bang. Oh no. Oh no, that's fine. Because I will have priority to cast my other Omniscience with Omniscience. That was insanely lucky though. For them. But now it's a top deck war. They get to clear one of my Omnisciences with their Pyroblast. And now I have to draw some action. It's the top deck war. Come on, cantrip. Anything that sees another card. Alright, that's not quite what I wanted, but alright. If they find another red blast, they can clear my Omniscience. It just sucks so hard. Alright, Oko. My Coatl does not have the touch right now. I will trade it for Snapcaster Mage though if it's offered. So I'm going to 10 here. And then they can attack for 7 next turn. So I have 2 turns to figure this out. Bottom top. Force of Will, Sylvan Library. Have to shuffle this. Chugga, 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 chugga. Okie dokie. Do not shuffle. Cast the Grizz Father. Draw 7. And we have Cutting Wish for the shared summons. That was tight. Good games. Woo. All right. We had one good game out of that whole league. That was pretty exciting. I hope you stuck around for the end and didn't give up on me when I just lost all my early matches. But that was a pretty awesome match number 5 there. Managed to salvage the 2-3. But this deck is very powerful. Its fail rate is a real thing. I would like a removal spell of some variety in the sideboard, like for the Cunning Wish, even like Dismember. Like just something to pick off a troublesome creature. This deck's also really bad at when it has to fall back into the control role, because its permission is only for Force of Will and your Veil of Summers. And Veil of Summers is only permission if they're trying to counter or target you with a blue or black spell. So like against Infect, this was huge. The difference between Veil of Summer and Spell Pierce against a deck like Infect is just insane. It's like you can Spell Pierce Invigorate, you can't Veil of Summer Invigorate. You can Force of Will Blighted Agent, you cannot Veil of Summer Blighted Agent. So there's some give and take here for Veil of Summer being so ridiculous when it's being proactive versus so bad when it's being reactive against a large swath of the format. But there is a lot of tinkering you can do with this sideboard. Having a wish board is pretty exciting, and I'm excited to tool around with this a little more. I don't know if this is my style of deck. It's usually not, but I will play the deck that I think is most powerful, and if it turns out to be a show and tell deck, that is what it is. Between this and Doomsday, I think that you really need to be ready for combo in today's meta. There's the show and tell deck, the Doomsday. Epic Storm is very good right now. It's a tough time to be a fair blue deck. So if you haven't played a combo deck before, now's a good time to pick it up and try to figure it out. Thanks for watching, and good luck assembling A and B in the future.